Hey, hello, your site travel full of growing humans riffing on IT and IT security. Today looking at what's more than just Phish, financial frauds, right? Financial frauds and scams. See, we all know that phishing happens. Phishing is one of the most prevalent ways organizations get breached. So what do? We do phishing examples. Here's an email. Oh, you clicked on it. Don't worry. It was from us. Learn your lesson. and we tried to raise awareness. However, the problem is that does not take into account the financial motivations of the criminal. Also does not take into account the overall way the scams work. So the tip for you is this. When looking at any one given attack, don't focus just on the tactic. Focus in on the overall scam. Focus in on the overall modus operandi. Focus in on that lure. Why? Because that'll allow you to find ways to stop it, whereas stopping just the tactic won't work. I'll show you a reason in just a minute. All right, so what are some common financial scams, some common lures, some common scams that are happening right now? I'll give you three. Number one, click this link. No. Wire transfer, right? Where an email comes in and says, hey, this is urgent, we need you to transfer money from this account to that account. Wire transfer, we say, hey, this is the CEO, I'm in China and I'm trying to make this acquisition, please put money into this other account, right? Wire transfer fraud happens all the time. One of the most common and well-known types of these types of attacks. Number two would be accounts payable, similar to wire transfer, only now you're saying, hey, I am one of your vendors, please send me money, put the money in this account, and then your people go ahead and submit the money. The reverse of that is number three, which is accounts receivable, where someone will set up an entire website, ourorg-billing.com, send out emails to all our suppliers and say, hey, 20% off if you pay now on our brand new website. And then people submit money. Now, three different attacks, well-known attacks, three different attacks to start with email. Here's why phishing scams don't work. For one, traditional phishing scams rely on you looking at weirdness in the domain name, or typos, or unusual pronunciation or spelling. Today, these types of attacks typically involve a good deal of profiling the organization, oftentimes profiling the person they're spoofing. Why? Oftentimes because they get into their email box and actually read their emails. So it's very difficult to actually go ahead and recognize this off of bad grammar or misspellings or whatnot. Now, you may say, well, we can still look at the domain name. Yes, but if they're in your email, they're in your email. And a lot of these attacks that we're seeing, the successful ones, today start off by someone compromising email inboxes, right? Getting on Office 365 or what have you, and using this as a platform so that the email is actually coming from your domain and it looks like something your attack or your users would have written. Very, very pernicious, and not something that a typical phishing control would catch. So what do you do? What can you do? Well, these begin to be financial controls, right? These begin to look not at the CIS critical security controls, not at security awareness, not at a setting you set on a computer, not at a checkbox in your Outlook, not at multi-factor authentication, although please install multi-factor authentication. What controls you need for these types of fraud truly, really is good financial controls around how money is transferred, good financial controls how receivables and payables are handled. These controls are with your finance team and with your accountants and with your banks in it. Oftentimes in security, we think of IT security. We don't encourage or engage these folks, and therefore miss very important controls, especially when you think it's just a fish. What about you? Have you seen this? Have you seen these three or something else that I'm thinking about? Hey, please hit me up in social media or comments. Chips.